All right, hello everyone, I'm Grace Kelmer. Welcome to episode 4 of Mendel Center Connections, where we are talking to leaders of different arts and other nonprofit organizations around Southwest Michigan to hear what they're doing right now and what they're looking forward to in the future. And you may have seen in an earlier video, we asked you to submit your designs for logos. So, because we want to see what you're doing at home. So this is one we got the other day from Ross in Florida.
Nice.
So yeah, you can do whatever you want. If you, whatever your art form is, whatever your method of choice is, put together a sign. It can be any size, any color, whatever you want to do. And you can send that to us. You can either share it on our Facebook page or you can email it to our box office, which is boxoffice@lakemichigancollege.edu, and we'll feature you on a future episode. But I am here today with Julia Gourley, who is the Executive Director of Krasl Art Center. So hi, Julia.
Hello, great to see you.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today from your home, I presume.
My pleasure, you bet.
Yeah. So what is going on with the Krasl right now?
Well, as with everybody else, the building is shuttered, but the Krasl Art Center staff has been hard at work finding new and creative and different ways to stay connected with the community and to provide some inspiration and some joy into people's daily lives. I have been having conversations with all of our staff and all of our board members, asking them, during this crazy time, how is art relevant? Why is art relevant? What's our role as an organization for our community during this time? And it's been enlightening and insightful to hear back from the staff and board their commitment to continuing to be a beacon of joy and light and connectivity for our community members.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think everyone is going through that period of reassessment right now, and the time to slow down is giving people that chance to do that reflection. In full transparency, I forgot to mention I am a Krasl board member, so I just want to get that out there. Yeah, so that's great. Is there anything particularly that's sticking out to you as you do those interviews right now?
Well, certainly it's coming to light the opportunities that are generated through this time. The ability to connect with people through a digital and a platform is new for everybody. We've all had to learn it really quickly, but we know that it's connecting with people that we wouldn't necessarily have the ability to connect with otherwise. And so it is a challenging time, but it certainly is a great opportunity to explore some new ideas and to find successful ways to make a difference in ways that we might not have been able to touch people's lives in the past. Very early, right as this was happening, we happened to be opening an exhibition. And so the exhibition, the day the exhibition would have opened is the day that we shut down our building.
Oh my
So
God.
a brand new exhibition is mounted. It's brilliant, it's bold, it's colorful, it's full of energy, and nobody has been able to see it. So every single time we have a new exhibition opening, we typically invite the public to come in and celebrate with us on that Friday evening. Of course, that activity didn't happen. But then the following Wednesday, we always invite the community, it's open to the public, to come into the galleries. It's called Coffee with a Curator, and hang out with us at noon for free and have a gallery tour with Tammy Miller, our curator at the Krasl Art Center. So those are always nice conversations and nice sort of private time in the gallery where you get a longer, deeper feel about the artwork with the staff. So obviously we couldn't have Coffee with the Curator with people in the galleries, and instead one of our staff members was able to give a virtual tour of the gallery exhibition and do a walkthrough, a live video, Facebook video of the gallery. And that was, the very first week. We're all trying to respond and figure out the way to move forward. And to date, when I ask my team, what's working with our presence with the community, that's the first thing that everybody says. The Coffee with the Curator was amazing. We always want to do that, and we loved the interaction with the public.
That's awesome. Is that video still online, or where can people find?
Yeah, it's on Facebook. I think it's still present on the Krasl Art Center's Facebook page. But we did quickly then make all of that artwork available to the public on the Krasl Art Center's Krasl Art Center's website. So www.krasl.org. Under the art exhibition section of our website, you can now look at all of those artworks and look at the gallery presentation of those artworks. So it's nothing like being in the space, but it's better than not having any access at all. And then Tammy will also be doing a walkthrough and a tour and talking more about that artist and that work this coming the 30th, next Thursday. And that'll be presented on the Facebook page as well.
That's great. Yeah, and it sounds like you're doing other things through social as well to keep people connected while they're all home alone, trying to keep people from feeling so isolated.
Yeah, some of our strongest and most important programs are our education programs and our hands-on art making. So we're all really feeling the loss of not having access to the studios and not having the ability to bring our students into the Krasl Art Center. So our faculty members are finding ways to connect with them through video technology. So we've done a couple of family days through Facebook Live events and using materials that families would hopefully have at home and at their fingertips, inviting them to participate in an art activity led by one of the Krasl Art Center faculty members. We've had a number of those available, and those have proven to be really fun and engaging as well. Some of the stories that we're hearing are really sweet too, where groups of the Krasl Art Center's constituents are coming together on their own and kind of having sideline conversations outside of any kind of Krasl Art Center facilitation. So we have our Krasl Art Center docents are participating in classroom, Google Classroom training, but then they're separately getting together on I don't know what virtual technology to hang out and have social times together. Some of the students in our adult classes are getting together and having kind of their private pop-up critiques, and those communities that are continuing to support each other have really kind of fed my soul during this time.
That's so neat. It's so neat that what they were doing in person was bringing them together enough that they wanted to take that into the virtual space.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're finding that proactively, finding those ways to do that with each other.
Yeah, it's really nice to see those relationships developed at the Krasl Art Center and then continued during this time.
Amazing. Yeah, that's been a theme in these interviews so far is people finding those ways to maintain community, particularly through the arts in this time, which is
right.
Super neat. So normally at this time of year, we would be all looking forward to the art fair. So what's the status there? Do you know yet?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. It's a really challenging situation. We have a board meeting coming up next week, and you bet that's the number one item on the agenda is to discuss the viability of having the 2020 Krasl Art Fair in the Bluff. We feel a very strong sense of responsibility to the artists, and also to the community to ensure that people are safe. So that decision isn't made yet, but it will be made in the coming weeks, no doubt. And once the decision is made, we'll be sending out a press release if there's a change, or moving forward, full steam ahead.
Sure, yeah. And then what are you most looking forward to once things are back to being able to happen in person? What's on the horizon that is still exciting you right now?
Well, we all know that the world is going to open up in phases, or we're at least anticipating that the world is going to open up in phases. And so, we're excited about the opportunities to continue to fulfill our mission in creative and different ways, and the opportunity to make some challenging choices about maybe programs that weren't quite close enough to our mission. So we are thrilled to have the outdoor green space at the Krasl Art Center, that space developed and completed. And it's been really awesome to see the suggestions that people have been there and been connected on the grounds without us there. We see that the tables and chairs are moved around so that there's space between them, so people can visit the Krasl Art Center grounds while social distancing, physically distancing. And so as we think about re-emerging from this, we absolutely think about that outdoor space and how to safely move some of our mission-centric activities and programs into an open air space where we all might feel a little bit more comfortable. And we love the work of that space anyway. And so to be able to shift our focus from in the studios and into an open air space is exciting.
Cool. And then are there ways that people can be supporting the Krasl Art Center right now, financially or otherwise?
I think there are probably 3 areas that are really important to us. Of course, it's helpful to have financial support of the community, but I know that there are a lot of competing needs right now. So should people choose to support the arts and choose to support the Krasl Art Center, at krasl.org, krasl.org, there is a place to click donate. We absolutely appreciate those contributions. Membership is really important right now because to me, the people that are members of the Krasl Art Center, that is a message to me that says we care about what you're doing and we appreciate that you're here and we're a part of your team. And so I very much appreciate membership, and whether that's at the $30 level or whatever the case may be, it's just somebody coming to our side and saying you're important. Please keep doing what you're doing. So I would almost say that's at this point probably just as important as any kind of cash contribution. Secondly, helping us to get the word out that Krasl Art Center is working hard to be a resource for our community in really meaningful ways. Last year, we had a successful exhibition in partnership with Spectrum Health Lakeland that was all about the concept of resiliency and how can we manage and maintain peace and calm during stressful and high anxiety times. So we are all carrying the messages of that exhibition closely to our hearts right now. Our upcoming newsletter has a lot of information about how to use resiliency skills using the resources around you every day. And we're continuing to embark upon a resiliency partnership with Lakeland that will be coming through an outside of our building format later this summer and later in the fall. So it's really important to us to get the message out that we're here and that we are a resource. There are a couple of social media platforms that we're present. One is on Facebook, of course. We're actively working to maintain our website and update information on our website. And we're also on Instagram. We have a couple of hashtags. Explore Krasl is one of them. Museum from Home and MI Museum, Michigan Museum is another hashtag that we're working to use to keep the messages out there. And then the third area that I think people can help is just to advocate for funding for the arts. And I know you understand this very well, Grace. The state is looking at some deep cuts, and we are all going to have to make some sacrifices during this time. And we certainly want to see that when we all emerge from this, we are going to need places for joy and places for connectivity and places for conversation and places to be inspired. And all of the cultural organizations provide that type of enrichment and that type of distraction and that type of way to escape what might be a challenging time. I don't think we want to emerge from this with a world that doesn't have cultural resources. Mm-hmm. And so, I can't say enough how important it is to advocate at the state and federal level for continued funding for the arts and cultural sector as a whole.
Amen. Yeah. Everybody write to your representatives for sure. That's
and one of the ways that during this time, I am sure that many people are doing creative things during this time. And it doesn't mean you're sitting down and doing a painting or making a drawing. My first week doing this, I built a cabinet out of leftover lath for my bathroom. That's a creative execution, right? That was a way for me to manage through this process and manage through this time that use my creative and exercise my creative skills. So we're all doing these creative things now, right? And we all need a place to be able to talk about it and exercise it and have that resource. So
yeah, I think almost all of us are doing that in some way. Yeah, like you said, whether it's formal or informal, or whether you recognize it as being creative or not, everyone is doing something creative. And then when you stop doing that, you're turning on music, or you're turning on a movie, or you're reading a book.
Exactly.
And you're enjoying something creative too that someone else has made. So
yeah, exactly.
I think the arts are keeping us all sane right now to the best that they can.
Another area that I want to be sure to just point out, and that I've seen people engaged, is with the Krasl Art Center's outdoor sculpture. That I'm so grateful that the Krasl Art Center has that resource for our community. And that's an area also where I haven't necessarily seen people at the sculptures, but I've seen the remnants of people at the sculptures. So I know that they've been a great resource for people. And I absolutely would encourage the community to check out the Krasl Art Center's website. There's a link to a sculpture map. and it will help people navigate from one sculpture to the next, whether they're on foot or on bike or in a car. And then coming later in May, regardless of what world we're living in May, we'll be revealing and releasing a scavenger hunt for our sculptures.
Oh,
So it'll, yeah, like a really playful, fun way to encourage people to get out and go check out those sculptures. They're there for you, for everybody. They're there for you. So we want people to enjoy them and be inspired by them and have some fun with them.
great. Yeah. So check out the sculptures, check out the website, do your own creative things at home, and then share those out using those hashtags you mentioned earlier. We can post those with the video too. So
that'd be great.
See what everyone's up to. So, well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to me today. I hope you're doing well, and look forward to seeing you in person sometime later this summer, hopefully.
That would be great. And thanks for taking the time to turn the lens and highlight the other cultural organizations. I appreciate that you guys are making that effort for the community. So.
Got to stick together. So,
great.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Grace.